So this is the sound and lighting for our production of Snow Not So Bright and the Seven Deadly Sins. So with Act 1 Scene 1, this would be in Snow White's house, and the first character that appears is Lust. So for that reason I said that the lighting would be red, as Lust is the first character, and then red connotes love and passion. And I said the stage would be dimly lit, so only silhouettes would be visible on the stage, so it creates a mysterious atmosphere. I said the sound within this scene would be smooth jazz playing softly in the background to give it more of an atmospherical feel, to fit with the scene. Then we move on to Act 1 Scene 2, and this is in a restaurant. So the next characters that appear are Gluttony and Greed. So I said in this scene the lighting would be black and white. I said that the white light would be very bright in this scene so that it contrasts with the very dark elements of the set. I said the white light should project onto the set to make the set appear much more clear. I said the sound in this scene would be muffled chatter. And I said that, obviously that's the sound to begin with, and then I said there'd be some green lighting as a park outside the restaurant, maybe in a specific area of the stage, and that's where Greed appears. And when Greed appears, I said the sound would be loud, possibly gunfire or shouting, to foreshadow that Snow White is actually about to get mugged. Then we would move on to Act 1 Scene 3, which is in the living room, and the next characters in this specific scene are Sloth and Wrath. So I said in this scene there'd be very minimal lighting and it would be very dark. I said that the Fresnel lights would be focused on bits of rubbish and mess in the living room, for example, just like empty food packets. And I said the sound would be the rustling of crisp packets and the crunching of food, as Sloth is really lazy and just sits eating and being lazy basically. I said the sound would intensify and get much louder when Wrath enters to create a more intimidating atmosphere. I then obviously also said the lights would be very dull, drab, boring colours in this scene because that sort of reflects the life that they're living. I also said that when Wrath actually appears there'll be some very vivid, angrily red light, so make the red very bright and like in your face, again to make the atmosphere and the appearance of the scene more intimidating. Then we move on to the interval, and then after the interval it's Act 2 Scene 1, and that's the job interview at a shoe shop. I said that all the coloured lights would be used in this scene, so then that's red, green and white to represent all of the characters. I said make sure the light is very bright to accentuate and illuminate all the objects, which I suppose obviously would be shoes because it's a shoe shop. And I said the sound in this scene would be talking, music, phone ringing, like a lot of sound, maybe a soundscape, because obviously it's going to be a very busy place. And then I move on to the final scene, which is Act 2 Scene 2, which is in a branded shoe shop, and the characters that appear in that scene are Envy and Pride. I said that the lighting in this scene would be white, bright and clinical, almost sterile in appearance. I said that the light would be focused on Envy because he's the one that works at the shop, or he or she. And then I said white light should cover the entire stage to create an unrealistic atmosphere. And I said the sound would be very loud music, almost making the scene uncomfortable and unrealistic again. What I had in mind for the lighting for this specific scene was I watched this production of this play called Machinal in A-level drama, and there was a scene with a woman in hospital and she was like really white. There was loads of white lighting because she was supposed to be in hospital, so that's my inspiration, I suppose, behind that scene.